Are we?
She was 23, her life was full of plans, and he was living like a bottle demon in Hollywood land. She was everything that he could ever need, but a friend's a friend when you're both so young and everything's free. The years roll by, and in a moment's glance, a man decides that he will take one chance. Don't hesitate, wait too long, 'cause she'll be gone. He was 23, a man who worked alone, left a town where he settled down and built himself a home. 'Cause you'll never see what's right before your eyes. You know it all, and when you fall, it comes as a surprise. He walked away thinking I won't look back, but she would count the days before he realized that he said it all by saying nothing, and he was gone.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Thursday, May 13th. May 13th, 2021. Here we are. Can we believe it? Yes, Malcolm, it is a foggy morning. I agree. What is up with that? Don't we have machines that we can hover over, like, to get rid of the fog at this point? It's 2021. Come on, Elon. We need fog lifters. Is that a thing? Fog lifter? Isn't that a coffee? Fog lifter. The song we're hearing is a song that I wrote about my beautiful bride, Allison, Aison, not to be mistaken with the song by Elvis Costello called Allison, Allison, I believe. This song is the story of me proposing to my wife and falling in love with her. And the story of her and I goes like this. I met her when I was 11 years old. Hold on, let me turn the music off. Can you guys hear that still? I don't know. Okay, let me stop it. Stop. I met my wife. What is the deal? Stop. Okay, there. 11 years old. We met at Flamson Middle School. We had the same group of friends. We were always together. There was a group of about 27 kids, boys and girls, that just always hung out with each other, ran in the same circles pretty much through high school. She was one of those girls that I was just always kind of madly in love with, crush on, just beautiful, gorgeous, great sense of humor, gorgeous blue eyes. Just, I mean, everything about her amazing. And just always, I always kind of had this feeling about her, right? And so she always dated other guys. You know, she always had different boyfriends. I had different girlfriends. We never dated in high school, but we were always together. We walked together at the homecoming ceremonies, and we were just always best friends. We watched 90210 every week together. You know, it was kind of our thing. Um, I always wanted to be Luke Perry, Dylan McKay, and I'll never forget. I got hit with a baseball in the head my senior year, last practice of the year. Line drive. I was standing on the mound. I got a line drive right in the face. Went down, swelled up. Didn't have a concussion or anything, but it was enough for me to call in sick to work, which I was super stoked about because I got to go to her house that night and watch 90210. And I have just a very vivid memory of sitting there with a big old swollen head watching 90210 on the couch with her. And so anyways, going back. So yeah, she went off to college. I went off to college. We, well, she went and made it through college. I quit college, but I found my way down to Hollywood. She found her way down to San Diego State. I was a drummer in a band. She was a math major. Oh, that's a good lyric. I was a drummer. She was a math major. Okay, let me put that in my memory bank. And her and her girlfriends would just come up to Hollywood every weekend to watch our shows. Um, and then at some point, something shifted in her where she started to get jealous of different girls that I would be hanging out with. And so, um, yeah, and then she graduated and college, and then we started kind of dating. You know, she would come up to Hollywood and we'd hang out, and then she said, "Hey, I'm gonna move back to Paso. I want to be a teacher." And I said, "This band stuff, this is lame. I'm quitting the band and moving home with you." And so she moved home first. I was still working at a radio station in LA and driving up to her every weekend. And and then I proposed to her. The story of our proposal goes like this. It was 2001, February 14th, 2001. It was a Wednesday, and it was the middle of the week, so she had no idea that I would be even showing up to Paso because I was still living in LA. But I called Carrie Nelson. For those of you who are old school Paso Robles people, Carrie Nelson, the PE teacher who was my PE teacher when I was in, gosh, kindergarten. I knew her from the time I was in kindergarten until now. Carrie Nelson just loved Allison and loved me. Called Carrie up and I said, "Carrie, I need her. I need you to let me into the Flamson Gymnasium on Valentine's Day." And back then, you think about it, like there were no texts. There was no well, there was email, but nobody used email really. I don't even know how I got a hold of Carrie Nelson, but I did. And somehow she let me into the gym, and I set up a little table in the middle of the Flamson gym and had like a little bouquet of roses on it and a spotlight on it. And then I stole, can I say that? I stole something. Um, you guys remember the Goo Goo Dolls? The Goo Goo Dolls, there was a song called Slide, right? Let me see if I can. Goo Goo Dolls Slide. Um, so Johnny Resnick came in to Johnny Resnick's the lead singer of the Goo Goo Dolls. He came into the studio at the radio station that I worked at, and he played an acoustic version of that song Slide, right? I want to wake up where you are. Da-da-da-dun-da-dun-dun. I won't say anything at all. Why don't you slide? Dun-ka-dun-ka-dun-ka-dun. That song. Um, that was Allison's one of her favorite songs, and that was our kind of song that we got. So I borrowed that song, that recording of the song from the radio station, and had it playing on a speaker system in the gym when she walked in. And her brother helped me. He kidnapped her and blindfolded her and drove her all around town that night, and then dropped her off in the Flamson gym. And then I took her blindfold off, and I was there with roses and a ring and the song playing, and we just held. We had our own private dance, and I asked her to marry me. I said, "Well, your dad said that I can marry you if you let me. Will you marry me?" And she's like, "Yeah." And it was just like that. We dated for like 6 months. So that's the story of my proposal to Allison, and it was special. And so all those years later, when Gene Miller, the principal, the then principal at Flamson Middle School, decided to resurface the Flamson gymnasium floor, he posted on Facebook, "Hey, there's some flooring I'm taking out of the gym. Come get some if you want some." And so I like told Allison, I go, "We got to go get some of that gymnasium floor. It's been there since 1949. This is the floor that I proposed to you on. We had our first dance on this floor in 7th grade, and I proposed to you on this floor. Like, let's go get it." So like crazy people, we took our trailer to Flamson and loaded up the trailer with, I don't know, 600 feet of gymnasium flooring that we have no idea what we're doing with, but we still have it. And it's a fun memory. So um, yeah. So if you guys have any ideas for what to do with 600 feet of old rotted out gymnasium flooring, I'd love. I'm all ears. I'd love to figure out what to do with that stuff. Um, yeah. So how did I get on that story? That's right. The song Allyson, Allyson. So the song is the story of her and I, right? She was 23. Her life was full of plans. He was living like a bottled demon in Hollywood land. She was everything that he could ever need, but a friend's a friend when you're both so young and everything is free. The years rolled by, and in a moment's glance, a man decides that he would take his chance. Don't hesitate, don't wait too long, because she'll be gone. And then it goes on. He was 23, a man, a word alone, left a town where you settled down to build yourself a home, because you never see what's right before your eyes. You know it all, but when you fall, it comes as a surprise. He walked away thinking, I won't look back, but she would count the days before he realized that. She said it all by saying nothing at all, and he was gone. And then it goes, life never seems to go the way you think. Before you know it, you're growing old. It happens in a blink. And both of them, they saw a life that wouldn't hide since they were kids and all the things they did to make their love alive. He took her hand, the place that they first met, the Flamson Gym, um, and asked her if he was enough to be her man. And she replied to him, what took you so long? So that's the story of me and Allyson in a song form. Spoken word. I'm going to do the spoken word thing, I guess, now. All right. What's going on? I have a calendar here, lots of dates. Um, for those of you, and this isn't the Mike Brady Small Kicks Music Fest hour, but I guess it is at this point. Feeling in the calendar with a bunch of shows coming up. I've got a show tonight at the Backyard, which I'm really excited about. The Backyard every Thursday through the end of May. I will be out there playing your hits, your favorite hits. Come join me for a pint, a glass of wine, or some great food. The Backyard, a lovely place to spend an evening. I'm a fan of it. So I'll be out there probably 6 to 9 ish tonight. Um, Tomorrow night, possibly playing downtown at a wine bar. I will keep you posted on that. And then let's see, next Thursday, yeah. Sunday, this Sunday, I've broken my rule about my rule of doing everything I can to just throw constant hate at Atascadero because the Greyhounds, and that was my rival as a Bearcat. My rule of hating Atascadero, I'm breaking that rule because on Sunday I will be loving Atascadero because I will be at Santa Maria Brewing Company, located in Atascadero, from 3 to 5, doing some music stuff. So come join me. This is going to be an important show for them because they are trying to figure out if, in fact, they want to have live music. And the guy that's booked me for that show really, really loves the band, the Small Kicks, and is excited to have us there. So I'm going to be there acoustic solo on Sunday, and hopefully we can have a great turnout. Lots of beer. If you guys haven't tried their beer, it's super good. There's one that I can't remember the name of it, but I love it. So Santa Maria Brewing Company. I'm not drinking yet, not until mid-June, so I'm kind of still hanging out, but join me. I'll buy you a pint and play you a song Sunday from 3 to 5. Now, the other stuff going on that we've booked yesterday we locked in 3 shows for the Small Kicks, which I'm super excited to share with you guys. We have June 25th. The Small Kicks will be at the Poorhouse, which is a Friday night. The Poorhouse is in Paso Robles. I'm super excited. If you guys went out to Barrel House last Friday and saw the Small Kicks, I appreciate you being out there. But this next show at the Poorhouse is a smaller venue. It's an outdoor stage, limited seating, but it's going to be a blast. And they've got a great vibe there, great sound, lots of beer and wine to choose from on tap. So the Poorhouse on June 25th. July 9th, back at Barrel House for a Friday night show, another big one. That'll be a blast. What else did we lock in? We locked in. Oh, yes. My birthday. I will be 44 on August 6th. August 6th, the Small Kicks will be at Barrel House. So that'll be my birthday bash, and that's going to be a big one. It's also Todd's birthday in late July. So we're going to celebrate the band and have a good time together. So more on that here shortly. But at this time, let's check in with Mr. Anthony Reed. Anthony, what's going on with your feed? You got like 6 feeds going. Are you there? Anthony, no idea what happened to him. We had him on. We didn't have him on. Antony, where are you? Um, nope, I have no idea what he's doing. Anyways, when he gets settled, he was in the chat room waiting, and now he's not. He's got some kind of screen going, but I don't know what he's doing. There he is. Let's get him in here. What is happening? What happened to you?
I had some technical difficulties there for a second, but I'm back.
Well,
I'm good.
you got, just so you know, you have another screen open too. I don't know. I've got 2 feeds for you. See,
That
can
might
you see
be.
that?
That
Can you
might
see
be
that?
on. Huh? I have 2 feeds open. That might be on this thing right here, because I tried to get it on this tablet, but it didn't work. It said
Oh,
camera access denied or something.
oh, okay.
So
Well,
that was
you're
weird.
there. Super. This is a super. What do you call it? Unprofessional showing by us so far this morning with this news up. Just in case in case you never watched the show before, Anthony runs a Facebook page called Paso Robles Incidents and Actions. It's got over 6,000 followers. Anthony does a great job of community service of giving us the latest and greatest news and information in and around the county. And let's see here, open in a new window. And so Anthony comes in and gives us these news updates from time to time. But sometimes, it's a little ragtag. This is kind of a I guess you would call it what do you got? It's a bootstrap. Like we're a young, just coming up show trying to make ends meet. No budget, limited Wi-Fi. And this is how it starts. This is actually how Good Morning America started.
Oh,
If you've ever
interesting.
watched that, it was
I have.
it was two guys. It's 2 guys in their garage. One guy decided to just go live, and then they started. Oh no, that's never mind. I'm getting my stories mixed up. It wasn't 2 guys in their garage. All right. So you shared a news story with me this morning in the link. Let's pull it up here on the screen.
So what this is, I thought this was interesting this morning, since your show is in Templeton and centered around everything Templeton. The Templeton Fire Department is participating in their annual stair climb, and they've been doing it for the last 8 years, and actually this year on a Saturday the 15th, it will be their 8th year, and so they're going to be at the Templeton High School football stadium, there, Mike, and they are going to be climbing for lymphoma. I know that you mentioned your friend has lymphoma, and so I saw it
Stage
this
2,
morning.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I thought I would bring this story up this morning.
All right.
So
on Saturday, May 15th at 8 a.m., they invite the community to come meet the team and, if interested, climb alongside participating firefighters. Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So that could be one of your workouts for that day.
I'm gonna check with my wife, Allison. We are supposed to go to King City to the Salinas Valley Fair for my daughter's lamb show. I don't know what time we're leaving, but you better believe if we're gonna be leaving, at 10 o'clock or later, I'm gonna be out there on Saturday morning in honor of my buddy Andy Chanley, who is battling lymphoma, and so that's a cool thing. Let's see here. In addition, they're asking the community that if anybody would like to honor memory of someone battling cancer, please send their name and photo of the honoree so that they can hang pictures around the stadium to inspire them to make while the team makes their climb. Send digital photos to B-Wall. Okay, I'm sending a photo of Andy. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah. So I thought I would bring that story up this morning because I thought it was kind of cool, and in honor of your friend there that has lymphoma. So
yeah, and I'd love to get Andy on the show, and he's kind of dedicated himself to not being the cancer guy. Like he doesn't want this to define him and his life. He's kind of maintained the spirit of it's just not even an option for him to beat this thing. He's just going full bore on it. So I'd love to get him on the show to talk about it. And maybe what I'll have to do is pre-tape an interview with him. In fact, that's what I will do. He is tied up from 5 a.m. in the morning till about 1 p.m. He does a couple different radio shows in LA, and he's got a podcast, and he's a voiceover. Let's see here. He's a voiceover guy. And hold on. YouTube, dodgeball, instructional video. Let's see. So Andy, dodgeball, movie, instructional video. So this is Andy Chanley. Let's see here. Play this. This isn't his face, but this is his voice. Let me see if I can set this up. Bear with me. We got nothing but time. So, okay. So, if you've seen the movie Dodgeball,
I have.
Then you're familiar with this scene. And here's Andy's voice here. Let's see.
Hey there, Timmy!
Holy mackerel, mister. You scared the jeepers out of me.
How would you like to take a break from that fine lead-based paint and learn about dodgeball?
Boy, why? Where am I, mister?
You're in a Chinese opium den, Timmy. This is where the sport of dodgeball was invented in the 15th century by opium-addicted Chinamen. But back then, the Chinamen threw severed human heads at each other instead of the ADAA-approved balls we use today.
All right, so that voice that you hear on the instructional video is Andy Chanley, in fact, and he's the one that's battling stage 2 lymphoma. Andy has done multiple voiceover projects over the last 20 years, and when I was in radio in LA, I was actually Andy's morning show producer on a radio station, and he is one of my dearest friends. I consider him a big brother. He was in my wedding. He's an amazing guy, and his attitude towards this whole cancer thing has been just super inspiring and uplifting, and I'm just pulling for him, obviously, and we're all rallied around him. So if I can do, at the very least, send a digital photo and his name to Templeton Fire for the stair climb, I'm definitely going to do that. and maybe even climb the stairs if I'm able to.
Yeah, sounds like a gnarly event. And also, I know that the fire department also does a stair climb in honor of the first responders and firefighters that were lost in 9/11.
That is it a separate one they do for that?
I believe so. Yeah,
Oh,
I remember.
they do. I think they do it on 9/11, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember hearing about it last year, and I watched a live stream of them participating in however many stairs that were climbed during the course of 9/11.
Okay. Hey, just this reminds me. Anybody watching right now? If you guys know, I think his name's Brandon Wall. I feel like I've met him a couple times. I don't know him personally, but if you guys can reach out to him, I want to get in touch with him to see if we can get him on the show tomorrow to talk about this stair climb event. I think he's the contact. Excuse me, choking on something. A few of you have told me to get him on the show, and I haven't yet. So let me write this down so I don't forget. Brandon Wall.
Yeah, and actually, kind of another fact of the Templeton Fire Department. For those of you that don't know, I read recently, Mike, that they recently staffed the station 24 hours with a 24-hour staffing as of recently. So I thought that was kind of cool to.
I wonder if that has anything to do with the fire season kicking off.
I don't know. I remember hearing about it a couple months ago, and it's recent within the next couple months.
Sure.
So if anybody in the chat or anybody watching this has any more information on that, shoot it over here so we can do some more research on that and have kind of a story on that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I've got on my list, get a hold of Mr. Wall today, get him on the show. I've got to interview Andy Chanley, and we will go from there.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right, man, I will check back with you here at the end of the hour.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks, Anthony.
Yeah.
All right, see ya. All right, that's Anthony Reed, Paso Robles Incidents and Actions. Again, his Facebook page, you can go to it. It is facebook.com/Paso Robles Incidents. And he updates all of that stuff real time as it happens because he sleeps with scanners attached to his ears. That's not a recipe for very good rest, but that's the price you pay for just doing your duty to the American public, I guess. Speaking of doing your duty to the American public, this guy right here, Matt McFarland, is he is like a superhero. He's a superhero to these kids. And every day he is just doing all kinds of different selfless things to make our kids have the best experience possible in high school. Welcome.
Well, thanks, Mike. That's very kind.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. I just it's 24/7 for you, isn't it?
It's a lot. Yeah. But it's good. It's good.
How are you feeling? We're down to the last few weeks.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm excited for the end of the year and all the things that take place during that time. It is hard to see the seniors go.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty attached to these kids, and some of them I've had since 7th grade. A long time. So, but it's great. It's great for them. Great to see them finish this book, open a new chapter somewhere else.
Yeah, it's starting to feel real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
are you able to talk about the I can never pronounce it right, the
Baccalaureate.
baccalaureate
Sure.
baccalaureate? I have on my calendar for Sunday, June 6th. Right,
Yeah, it's all
and I'm
Sunday before graduation. Right.
and I'm gonna have actually on the 26th somebody come in to talk more in detail about it. Correct?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who? Oh, Betsy Kaiser probably is.
Betsy,
yeah.
I've
Mom
got
of Josh Kaiser.
okay. Yeah, we got her on the calendar, so I'll get the information to get her on the show. But yeah, I mean, can you give us a brief overview of what that uh, entails, that ceremony?
Yeah, it's a non-denominational celebration, religious celebration of the graduating class. A lot of high schools have it, but many more colleges have it. There'll be some speakers, adult speakers, but then there'll be students who will have the opportunity to present. And that presenting could be reading scripture. It could be playing a musical piece. It could be singing. It's just kind of a celebration. It is obviously optional. It is not. I mean, it's not school related in the sense that it's not school sponsored, but it is to highlight and celebrate our kids. So in that sense, it is school related, and it's
Sure.
great. There'll be religious leaders from several different religious groups that'll be there, and it's just a great opportunity. Betsy Kaiser, she is awesome. Jennifer, she is awesome, and she is leading it. She's led it a number of different times as her sons have gone through the school district. So it's great. It's going to be great.
So is it open to all graduating seniors of the Templeton community, whether you're a part of Templeton High School or not?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like homeschoolers or independent studies.
Yeah, I'm sure. We've already started getting RSVPs back on that, and those are pretty important, just so we know seating and stuff like that, and who wants to perform, so that we can, prepare for that. It's going to be held at Templeton Presbyterian Church, that beautiful white
that's
church.
The church I go to.
And there you go. So you know exactly where it is. It is that beautiful white historic church right across from the park. Pastor Charlie Little, who went to seminary with my brother-in-law. Yeah.
Really?
Charlie. Yeah, absolutely.
So Charlie in the last 3 years has become a really good friend of mine. I'm such a good friend of his. He invites me to his house to lay sod with him. Like those are the kind of friends you want. But
I didn't know that was a friend thing, because I just laid 500 square foot last weekend, and I didn't ask you.
Oh,
so
yeah. Well,
I thought I was being a friend by not asking you.
I actually told Charlie, hey, if you bring this up at church, I'm going to kill you. Because if people find out that I'm sitting there on my hands and knees on a Saturday laying sod at your house, the next thing you know, everyone's calling Mike Brady to come help out. Yep. I don't want that. I don't like helping people. No, I'm just kidding. No. Are they doing it outside under the tent?
Yes, they are.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I actually lead worship. I lead worship every, 5-6 weeks or whatever there, but I'm in the worship band that plays there every Sunday. And that tent, if you I'm sure you've seen it if you've driven down Main Street, the tent in the parking lot at the Presbyterian Church is massive. And it's such a great space that the community should take more advantage of. because it's just this big open air environment that's covered. They've got heaters for early in the morning if it's cold, but it's a cool spot, and it's right in downtown. It's like I want it. In my head, I'm going, man, we should have Saturday night barn dances at the tent, and like line dance lessons and all kinds of fun things. I think we're not taking advantage of the tent like we should. So if anybody from Templeton Prez is watching, barn dances, get on it.
Hey, Mike, just to follow up on that, if I mentioned that we've had 13 students RSVP so far. We got 62 people that are coming. And you might say, well, how do I RSVP? Well, that's a great question. You can't yet. I mean, you probably will if you check your mailbox today or tomorrow, but you're getting a flyer in the mail or a postcard. But you could also, off our Facebook page, hit the QR code, and you can also do that. So that's how some people have jumped the gun. But we're going to assume that people will be starting to RSVP here pretty quick. Starting, I'm going to guess today it'll probably hit the mailboxes because it went out Monday or Tuesday. So those are postcards going to.
Yeah, who posted that?
Well,
that flyer was posted on the high school
Facebook page.
The parents of there it is. The parents of let's see here. I'm gonna click on it's a Google Doc here.
Wow, are you gonna RSVP live right now?
I wait, have we not RSVP'd?
I don't know. I don't get those. That goes to Betsy Kaiser.
Okay, there's the Google Doc in the chat. I just dropped it in. I'm going to do it right here. Let's go. Ready?
Wow. Look at you going live.
Everybody watch.
This Brady. Should they try this at home?
You should try this at home for sure. First and last name, Abigail Brady. Number of attendees, including graduate. Let's go 4. Would your graduate like to participate in the ceremony? I'm going to say maybe because she hates it when I sign her up for things.
Yes.
If yes, what would they do? Sing, dance, act? I don't know. No, I'll just leave it sing. Okay, submit.
Safe bet right there.
Okay, boats. Here's a boat. Here's a boat. And there's a boat.
Boat. Right. Okay.
And boom, there it is.
You
just
did
like
it.
That.
Wow, that didn't cost anything.
Nothing. It
awesome.
Cost me a few seconds of our time.
Yep. Hey, so Mike, because I'm going to have to cut out of here pretty quick. Can I throw a couple things by you that are pretty exciting?
Let's go. I'm ready.
Okay, so we had another great day of sports yesterday. Baseball team won 10-0. Softball team won 11-0. Both those teams are just tearing it up. They're phenomenal, just phenomenal. Alyssa Moore, who I believe you had on your show already at one point.
I did.
She was 2 for 4 last night with a grand slam.
Oh, she hit a granny?
Yep, she did. Izzy Cowan and Nella Smith and Maddie George all had multiple hits on the night. The softball team's 12-1 overall, 7-0 in league play. I mean, just, unbelievable. The baseball team, they won 10-0 in 6 innings. Another mercy rule. Oh, and hey, I forgot to say about the girls. The girls, I don't want to jinx this, but they've gone 23 innings without giving up a run. 23.
Wow.
Almost ended last game. Almost ended last night, but I think it was Izzy Cowan made a diving catch for the third out, stop a run from scoring. So 23 innings. That's awesome. The guys, they mercied
Okay.
out. Oh, go for it.
Wait, but before you go on to the guys, softball, Stephen Moore, Alyssa's dad, here's his post. He says he got a little too excited on this one, so I'm gonna let the volume go on this because it's hilarious. Here we go.
Yes, get out, come on. Let's go! Let's go!
Love it. I'm gonna have to get me that clip.
How awesome is that?
That is
He's
amazing.
so excited.
Hey,
What
Mike,
a proud dad. Yeah.
you want to see, if you want to see, we have a new Instagram page that's just THS Sports.
Yeah, I've been on it.
Okay, we got lots of clips. Did you see Marin's header?
No.
Oh my gosh. What? And she's an amazing player and she's done a lot of amazing things. There's 2 clips on there of her. She had 4 goals 2 nights ago. And one of them, I mean, when she did this header, she was jumping up and down afterwards. She was so excited about it. So it's that first one on the road there. Oh, no, that's guys. So when it loads, it'll be the next. Yeah, that one on the second row, far right, I think. Yeah. I mean, this is going to be pretty hard to see this far away, but. Pretty choppy, but I'll tell you, man, what a header she had.
That's cool. That's
I mean,
cool.
she's amazing. Anyways, so let's see if people want to. That is solely devoted to THS Sports. So if people want to join
Look at us showing highlights.
I know we're up around in 2 weeks we're up around 300 followers on that Instagram page, and it's just sports. So if you hey, I'm not really a sports fan, this is not yours. But if you like sports, man, that's the one to go to because we got them all on there. Anyways, go ahead.
Templeton Sports Insta.
No, Templeton.
I'm dropping the link in the in the chat. There it is. You just click on that and you can follow them.
Yeah, ths.eagles.athletics. Again,
Beautiful.
It's just sports. Sorry, Mike. I was just reading a text from your wife about your daughter.
Oh, all right. Yeah,
Okay.
she's been in bed. She's
a little under the weather.
I think it's probably some exhaustion, some who knows what.
Yeah.
But I gave her a Gatorade last night, and I cut up some fresh strawberries for her. So I think she's on the mend. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, baseball, 10-zip. Ryan Domingo started on the mound for 4 1/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts. Then Robbie and Gavin came in and mopped up. Merrick 3 for 3 with a triple and a double. Robbie had 4 RBIs, including a great pitching performance. 2 for 2, bases loaded triple. And no doubt that guy can get a triple, man. He is so fast.
Right.
Anyways, a bunch of, great things going on there. And then guys, and you're going to love this. Guys, well, you won't love this. It's not a Tascadero. They played Paso. But guys finished their season with a win over Paso. They swept them in 3 last game, and then this time it took 4. Close games, though, 25-21. Then they lost 24-26. Then the last 2, 25-18, 25-18. So that ends their season. Golf, we won we cruised to another great victory. Won by 24 strokes. And Max took he was the top golfer.
Okay.
And let's see. So that's golf. And then we got swim results from last Friday. Swim's a little harder to get results from, but we got those. and that was swim finish. That was their senior night last Friday. And Mike, because I know I'm kind of running over here, I got some advanced news for you that has not gone public yet, but it's always good to release it first here on the morning with Mike. We have girls league. The girls league tournament is tomorrow. Okay, girls league tournament. This is not on the website because I just got it. Okay, so this is not publicly released yet, but I'm releasing it to you. So we have seedings for the league tournament. Now, we already won league because we were undefeated, but now, like, people are college basketball fans, you have a league tournament at the end, and then that league tournament goes to help determine seedings for CIF, which will be coming up next week. So a little interesting, but if we went back to the archives of the Morning Buzz, you will remember that I talked about a young lady who had not yet played a match for us. But I told you she's going to be a good one. Freshman Emma Zuabe, she's seeded number two singles in the league tournament. I'm thinking she's going to win this thing as a freshman. She's going to win league individuals. I'm calling it right now. Just like I called Marin 4 goals, and she hit 4 goals. So she got the number 1 seed. She got the number 2. The number 1 seed went to Amber Way, W-E-Y, Amber Way of Orchid Academy. And then we have the number 4 seed also in Sophia Sanchez. So there are, from this singles tournament, they take the top 6 to advance to CIF singles tournament, which is coming up next week. And then in our doubles, we have the number 1 doubles team. That is Carmen Lacaro and Hirsch Shinglat. They are seeded number 1 in the tournament. And those both are tomorrow. They play tomorrow at either Hancock or let's see. It is either at Hancock or St. Joseph's. That is still to be determined, but that is tomorrow. And then guys play. I'm getting a text. They play at Morro Bay High tomorrow and Saturday. So some of that, has not yet hit the releases yet, but I'm tipping it off here. Yeah. I got the inside scoop, and if you want a scoop, you come here. So that's where we are on that, and we should know more. Probably we'll have some official things tomorrow. I got a team picture for you now that we know who's going, and I'll have that for you tomorrow too. We can throw that up there.
Sweet. I love it. Hey,
all right.
Other news, I've heard rumblings of possibly a finalized football schedule for the fall coming out here shortly. So
yes, and you want a little nibble out there? You might throw you a little something.
I mean, is it public information? Are you allowed to?
Okay.
Ask for forgiveness.
I'll wait and tell you tomorrow. How's that? I'll do that.
I think that's probably a safe bet.
Okay. You've already had Farley on talking about some things, right? So we're only talking about the schedule. We already know opponents.
So we know opponents. There was 2 games that he hadn't locked up yet. He did announce, Piedmont, West Bakersfield, Coalinga. What else? Piedmont, West Bakersfield, Coalinga, and obviously we know our league opponents: Morro Bay, Pioneer Valley, San Luis Obispo, Atascadero, Mission Prep, Santa Maria. But we we were still waiting on 1 or 2 more games to lock up.
Well, let's talk about that tomorrow, and let's just announce when homecoming is tomorrow too. Okay, let's just do that.
Ooh, I like that.
Let's do
I
it.
think that's great.
Okay. Of course,
Oh,
everything in life is tentative, right? I mean, unless
Uh-huh.
it's happening right now and you're standing on the sidelines, it's tentative. But we'll see what we can do about announcing that tomorrow.
Okay, I'm excited. Homecoming announcement tomorrow. Official homecoming announcement.
Okay, we're going to try to get that official by tomorrow.
All right.
All right, Mike.
Well, cool.
Hey, I gotta hit the road because we got students coming, and my first job is to teach. So
Good deal. Have
right,
a good
bud.
day. And if you guys want to get on Mr. McFarland's email list, you can send him an email. It's mmcfarland@templetonusd.org. You see the newsletter that I scroll through while he's talking. That's the newsletter that sends to my inbox every day. So thanks, Matt, for doing that. And
Be one of 400
good,
subscribers. One of 400. Come on.
wow. I like it.
Yeah.
Sweet. All righty.
See you, Mike.
See ya. All right. Matt McFarland is the activities director, ASB advisor for Templeton High School. He is just a super special, superhuman being, and he loves our children and just devotes as much time as he can to their high school experience. And so we are forever grateful for him and his devotion to his job and the kids. So Matt McFarland, get on his newsletter distribution list, mmcfarland@templetonusd.org. We never had anything like this in high school. We didn't have we didn't have email back then. I guess that's the other side of it. We had, what did we have? We had the Country News, came out every Wednesday. We had the Daily Press, and then I think we had the Cougar Gazette. Was that the Flamson in middle school? We had a Cougar Gazette or something like that. And then the Crimson. I don't remember what the high school newspaper was called in Paso. If you guys remember what that was called, hit it up in the chat, and we can go from there. All right, it's 7:52 here on the Morning Buzz. Today is Thursday, May 13th. Gosh, I got a lot of stuff I haven't talked about that I wanted to go over with you, but I'll push pause on that, and we'll check in with Mr. Anthony Reed, Paso Robles incidents and actions. You're back. What is up?
Hey, not much. That school newspaper for Paso was called the Crimson Chronicle.
See, it wasn't called that when we were growing up. It was called something else in the 90s.
Well, that's when I was in high school, and that's like 7 years ago. So
Crimson Chronicle. Is it still called the Crimson Chronicle?
Yeah, it's actually nationwide, actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
The Crimson Chronicle.
It has its own website and everything.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So did you write for the Crimson Chronicle?
Yeah. Mr. Mount is the at Paso High that is I would say the mastermind behind that. I did write an article when I was in high school of the topic of bullying, and I just kind of went in kind of reluctantly on the school board. So,
okay.
But more on that later. So, yeah, it was a interesting school newspaper. So, very informative of the activities around the school. Just a good all-around paper.
Interesting. Okay, Crimson Chronicle, Paso Robles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure of the website, but I do know that it is online too.
Let's see here. Let's see if I can pull it up and share it with the people. It's crimsonnewsmagazine.org. There it is. This is it right here, right? Hold on, bear with me.
Yep, that's it.
Okay,
That is it.
very cool.
Yeah. So, like I said,
Very cool.
I wrote an article about the subject of bullying. I think I was in my junior year, and that kind of got around school and caused some high school controversy. Can I say that?
Yeah.
And so it was. I got it from the end of support. So just I got a whole bunch of people agreeing with me, and obviously others were kind of counter and against me. So
you know what I've learned about you in the 9 weeks we've been doing this together?
what's
I've
that?
learned that you like controversy.
Yeah, kind of.
You like
Every
you
now and
like to
again.
stir
Yeah,
the pot, huh?
a little bit every now and again.
You're what they call a what do they call it? They call it a change maker. You like to affect change, and you like to
Yeah,
to stir the pot for a greater good. That's okay. That's a
yeah.
good
That's
that's a
positive. That's positive.
that's a good thing for sure. Um, well, and on the subject of bullying, it's interesting that when you're growing up as a kid and you're doing these things to make your friends laugh, and
Hmm.
you don't think about the fact that there's side effects
And
to that.
And let me kind of give you a kind of a backstory behind that. If you haven't learned in the last 9 weeks, I have a speech impediment. I mean, obviously, so I what now would be calling I have a stutter, um, and so I wasn't made fun of that particularly because I'm freaking huge. I'm tall, and so
Right.
and so nobody would really want to mess with me just because of that. And there's a little intimidation there, which I I don't see myself as being intimidating, but yeah. So I mean, every now and again, I would have I'll say the associated student body, whoever that may be, kind of make fun of my stuttering and everything else in school. But I kind of grew out of that in high school and didn't really care. I saw a little bit of it in high school, but
Mhm.
not nearly as much like as in elementary school
Mhm.
and on down that line. So yeah, that's kind of a little personal plug for me. Obviously, if you haven't realized it in the last 9 weeks, so
That's interesting. And I don't know the I guess the physiology or what causes stuttering.
yeah,
Um,
I don't have an
a-
idea
a-
either.
and I'm sure it's different for a lot of people. Um,
Hmm.
but it's interesting from what I've found in my personal experience that the kids that are doing the bullying typically are crying out for help themselves because
Right,
of something, right?
right.
Um, and as a kid, when you're getting bullied, you don't realize that,
Hmm.
right? You're just so focused on the fact that they're hurting your feelings and
You
making
just see
you
what
feel like crap.
you just see what's happening in front of you. Yeah,
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 but now as a 43-year-old man looking at the kids that were bullied back in the day and seeing how they are now, it's like, "Oh, okay. This makes total sense. These kids were crying out for help.
right,
They
right,
were they were trying to call attention to themselves. They were, doing all these things because of their own issues.
yeah.
And
And
uh,
one of my favorite comedians, Steve Harvey, who I listen to and watch quite a bit. As a kid, he stuttered, and he did a show.
mm,
I'll bring it up in the next hour. In He had a show on TV recently about or not about, but he had like kind of a talk show in the afternoon, and he had a person on there that that stuttered, and she was asking about, about like dating and being attractive to a person and dating with a stutter and everything else. So that was kind of an interesting topic that and it was a segment on there that was like Ask Steve. And so, like, you could ask Steve like anything, and he would answer honestly. And so, it just so happened, and when I watched that, it hit home for me because I stutter, and so he gave out some good, I'll call them nuggets to kind of work on and take away from.
Do you find that there's certain situations where you stutter more than others?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
What types of situations?
Like exciting, like adrenaline type situations. Like for instance, if I go to like a car accident or something like that, or even that fire that I went to down the street a couple of weeks ago that I showed on the show on my live stream. I wasn't stuttering like real obviously, but I mean for myself. Okay, there we go. For myself personally, I knew that I wasn't speaking very well. So
is it? Oh, my camera just fell over. There we go. Sorry. Is it that you? Is your brain trying to process the words faster than your mouth can get it out? I mean, can you tell? I'm not a stutterer. I've never had an issue with stuttering, so I don't know. But I have to imagine that it has to do with you having so many thoughts so quickly that your brain just can't send the signal fast enough to your mouth to speak what you're thinking. Is that?
Yeah,
Am I close?
For me, I don't think that's the case, but I do know people who also stutter, and it's a small percentage of us in the world that do. Like right now, I'm not stuttering, and that's just, I mean, I'm not even thinking about what I'm saying. I'm just kind of just talking just off the cusp, and so that's weird. And so I can just talk like normal at one point, and then like the next point, I'm just like in total stutter, like I'm just in a stutter bubble, is what I call it. And so it's weird. It's just, I don't know. For me, it's not anything mental. I'm just not sure. I haven't really
processed
over
it. Yeah.
the last 24 years or 25 years. I just haven't thought about it, I guess.
Wait, how old are you? 25?
26.
26. Yeah. Holy smokes.
Yeah. So I wanted to bring something to your attention here, Mike, and let me plug in my phone here. Give me 1 second.
Right now, I'm looking at your hand. Can't hear you. We lost sound on Anthony. Right now, if you're just joining us, Anthony is just trying to set something up on his phone, and he lost his sound. We've been talking this morning about the psychology around what causes a person to stutter. If there's anybody out there in the community of health and can kind of dissect that with us, that'd be great. I'm fascinated by somebody who stutters. Anthony's giving us a little insight into his world and his issue with stuttering, and we were talking about the fact that he, in fact, as a kid, was being bullied for his stuttering. And let's see here. Are you there?
Yeah. Okay. I'm here now.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, now this is weird. We got you on two phones here. What's going on?
Put this one off.
What happened there? What do you got going on?
I have a lot of stuff going on over here. So.
Oh, okay. Man.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So I put a link in the chat as you were talking with Mr. Mac. That is the Paso Robles Chamber of Commerce. Did you get that link?
I did, and I'm pulling it up right now. What's this Wake Up Paso? Are they trying to copy the Morning Buzz?
I think
Wake Up Paso?
Yeah.
No,
So
I'm just kidding.
so what this is it's basically just an informative business type of morning show. And this month, I don't know if they do it once a month or every couple of months, but I scroll down, that is a picture of Police Chief Ty Lewis,
Mhm.
who they're, I would say, kind of sponsoring this month. And he's among several different speakers that are going to be speaking at this event on the 19th of May, which is next Wednesday.
Mhm.
And there is a fee that is included with this for members and non-members. And so for members, it's $18.
Mhm.
For members such as myself, it's $25. And I did a little research on it. I came across this last night, and a little bit of background. The fees go back to the city of Paso Robles in support of the Chamber of Commerce and other things. And so I've already bought my ticket. It was $25, and so I'm interested into hearing what a police chief Ty Lewis is going to be speaking about. Obviously, with it being National Police Week and other things. So yeah, so I'm interested in what Ty Lewis is going to be talking about among the other speakers.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, $25, man. That's a steep ticket.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought personally, I thought it was kind of high as well, but I mean, but it's for a good cause and it's for the Chamber of Commerce. So I don't mind spending $25.
Yeah, I don't have anything negative to say about a chamber of commerce, but I have to believe that the old model of getting a business to pay hundreds of dollars a year to become a member of something, like, what are you benefiting with that membership? Because back in the day, when there was no ability to kind of reach the masses and mass market and connect with others, it made sense for you to spend some marketing dollars joining a chamber of commerce, right? Because there's strength in numbers. But now today, anybody can market their business for free online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm scratching my head at that model. I don't know if it is, I'd be curious to see the numbers of the statistics showing kind of the membership of chambers of commerce over the last 5 years, if they've declined.
Right. But I don't know a whole lot about the Paso Robles Chamber of Commerce. But from what I do know, they do a lot of good work in the community, and that is obviously with the Downtown Business Association, the police department, fire department, just the community, just as a whole here in Paso Robles. So
sure, yeah, absolutely. Okay,
yeah. But it'd be
cool.
Like I said, I've already bought my ticket. I paid $20, and so I'm interested in hearing what the police chief is going to be speaking about on Wednesday. So,
yeah, cool. Well, keep us posted on that, and definitely on Thursday we'll look for an update from you and a recap of what that talk was like.
Yeah, most definitely. So yeah,
did I lose you?
In other news, not much else is is happening. Just kind of looking forward to kind of ending this week with the tragedy that happened in San Luis Obispo on Monday. So yeah, much over that. Not much else is going on.
Okay. Well, good deal. And just as you were talking, I looked at the GoFundMe again. I'll put it in the chat. The GoFundMe for Detective Benedetti's family. Let's see here is the links in the chat now. There it is below. Refresh it. It's at $318,000 raised.
Wow.
They've upped the goal to 500,000. 2,200 people have donated to it. The largest donation is an $8,000 donation. Most of them are small $10, $20 donations, which is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So really cool to see again the continued outpouring of support for this. And last night I'm on the board for the Heritage Foundation at the California Mid-State Fair, and last night we had our board of directors meeting, and County Supervisor John Pashong is also on the board with me, and he brought a motion to the table to basically have the Heritage Foundation sponsor, if you will, or donate sponsorship of kind of a family, all expense day at the fair for the children of Detective Luca Benedetti, just to give them some type of fun day at the fair over the summer. And it's going to be a couple months removed from this tragedy, and those kids, obviously those small kids are going to need some type of joy in their life. And so the board, the Heritage Foundation board of directors, voted unanimously last night to gift them that. And Colleen, the CEO of the fair, is on board and behind that 100% as well. So, just a small showing of, what the community is doing kind of on a larger scale to kind of do whatever we can. Right.
Yeah.
The other thing I saw last night coming out of the fairgrounds, I went across the street over to get some dinner. And Roger Sharp, who owns Big Bubba's and Tortilla Town and Crazy Asian Express, he has gifted free meals to all law enforcement all week. I'm happy to report that they took full advantage of that last night. The entire parking lot where Tortilla Town was packed with uniformed officers getting burritos and stuff. So that was cool to see.
Awesome.
And another show of support by our community to do those types of things in this time. So yeah, good stuff. Well,
and just kind of a thing from last night. I'm sorry to cut you off, but just from last night, there was a little incident on the train tracks. You talk about the fairgrounds. Let me bring it up here. Last night, around 4:30-ish, afternoon, there was an incident involving a train in the area of the 21st and Riverside. It involved somebody getting bumped, quote unquote, by a train. He wasn't hurt in any way, but he did suffer some scratches, I guess, kind of in his stomach area. I'll put the link. Give me 1 second. Morning Buzz. So yeah, much over that. He didn't get killed or anything like that, but he did get transported to an area hospital for checking up on his injuries. There you go. So if you want to bring that up, you can. So yeah. So it was a little incident. I guess he got bumped by a train. He lived in a trailer that was close to the tracks. So kind of anything that happened yesterday evening.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pedestrian. Okay. Wow. Crazy. Train bump. That's not like a fist bump. It's train bump. And yeah, he's lucky to be alive.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Wow. Incredible. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the chat, the link to that story is in the chat as well. Pedestrian struck by train. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, glad he or she is safe and okay and alive. Scary moment. All righty. What else?
Not much. CHP isn't reporting anything. It's supposed to be again today in the mid 80s. Today here in Paso. Supposed to be phones loading. Supposed to be mid 80s here today in Paso. And Mark, I think I lost you, but I'll keep on talking here until you get back. So yeah, it's supposed to be mid 80s here in Paso today. And we'll see what we can get through today. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm Anthony. I run an incident page on Facebook titled Paso Robles Incidents in Action. I kind of co-host the show kind of with Mike, and I bring news and incidents that happen kind of all throughout the county. And I'm centered here in Paso Robles, and yeah, so that's kind of what I do. It's kind of my story. If you have any incidents that you need to report to me, or if you want me to investigate anything, you are more than welcome to contact me on my cell phone. Cell phone number is 805-423-1541. We have Mike. What happened?
Let's just say my camera died.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fair.
Yes. So I had to bring up the backup camera.
I was just telling him a little bit about me and what I do and my contribution to the show.
Yeah, you did good. You did good. I heard it. I saw you the whole time. But so just here's a little insight into how I do this show. This is a phone, right? And this phone is on a tripod. This phone connects via Wi-Fi to my computer. I use this for a number of different live broadcasts that I do throughout the days and weeks, and in various parts of the world where I go to do this. And last night I used that to do a live webcast Zoom of the Heritage Foundation Board of Directors meeting at the fairgrounds. What I failed to do this morning when I reset it up was I failed to plug it in to charge. And so what just happened right now is it just died. But here's the thing. In 2021, the technology available is freaking amazing. It's like, it doesn't cost anything. Like, this show doesn't cost anything. Like the platform that I do the show on cost me $39 a month or something like that. That's, and the phone is an old phone that doesn't work anymore, but the camera works and the Wi-Fi works. So I use it and stream. And it's just like, it's fascinating that anybody in this day and age can put together a live stream show. The microphone, all of the audio stuff that I have and use, this is all stuff that belongs to my band. This stuff that we're not using during the week that I've taken from the band room, and so it's cool that we're able to do this with very limited to no kind of funds or special equipment required. This was a $200,000 operation back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. Like you had to have a professional studio with all kinds of large satellites and crazy things happening in order to just do this kind of broadcast. And I'm not trying to brag and say our broadcast is amazing. I'm just saying it's just pretty cool to see what you can do with kind of nothing. But
right.
the side the side effect of all that is when you don't plug in the phone, the camera dies. And
Yeah.
so
My church just recently started a YouTube page, and the YouTube page, the video comes off of this thing, which is my old iPhone that I used to have.
yeah,
So I connected up to our Wi-Fi system at the church,
that's great.
and I'm able to record. Yeah, it's totally free. It doesn't cost us anything to have it on YouTube. So it's all easy. Yeah.
It's amazing. But the Chamber of Commerce is going to charge you $25 to watch a talk. I'm
Yes.
just kidding. I'm sure they need the money.
That's kind of the caveat to it. Yeah. I would agree. And I have to just say also that I did kind of think it was a little odd that they charge to watch people that do public service. But go figure, like you said, they need the funds as well to support themselves and other things in the community. So
Sure, absolutely, yeah. And I don't know what they use those funds for, so I don't want to speak ill of them and their process. That's bad on me for doing that. Okay, what are we doing? You got a few minutes to hang out?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna turn my camera off. Do me a favor. Why don't you take over for 2 seconds? I'm gonna pour myself another cup of coffee. You got time?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Here.
All right, guys. So it's my show for right now. For those of you that don't know me or that are just watching this now, I'm Anthony Reed. I run Pastor Rules Incidents in Action, and what I do is I bring kind of the news and events kind of at the minute, at the second event to the show. And Mike has so graciously added me to the show to bring in news, and I come on 3 times a day, normally around 7:15, 7:55, and 8:55, just depending on kind of the news events of the day. And also I run Pastor Rules Incidents in Action on Facebook, and obviously this is both on Facebook and YouTube. So I'm just going to stick with the Facebook plug here. So so everything is quiet this morning. Nothing really going on. As we were just talking about, the Chamber of Commerce here in Paso is putting on a event on the virtual airwaves, which is called Wake Up Paso. And one of their featured speakers next Wednesday, the 19th at 8:30 in the morning on Zoom is Paso's Police Chief Ty Lewis. And so it's going to be interesting to hear what he is going to be speaking about. And the general admission for non-members is, like we were talking about, is $25. And then for the members of the Chamber of Commerce is $18. So for those of you that are watching this who may be a part of the Paso Robles Chamber of Commerce, we support you. We commend what you guys do for the community, not just in Paso Robles, but in SLO County as a whole. So, yeah. So looks like Mike is back. I'm turning it back over to him.
How'd you do?
Good. I was just talking about, like I said, just kind of what I do and what I contribute to the show. So
okay, all right. Yeah, and it's a funny story, Anthony. You messaged me, the first week. I think we were doing this, right? The second day or third day?
Third day or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And said, hey, this is who I am, interested in helping out. And I didn't know you. I knew the page because I followed the page. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what's what. Like this could be a fun thing. Why not? And so yeah, I mean, you've been a huge blessing in my life on the show for doing what you do. So thank you for throwing yourself out there and trying new things. It's super cool.
You're welcome. And kind of why I did it was because obviously, as you know, in this last year, I've kind of been at home all this time, and I was just trying to find something else to occupy my time with, besides going to physical therapy and just doctor's appointments, and those would be the only times that I would get out of the house.
Mhm.
So I was cruising on Facebook one day, and I saw your video, and I thought, the Morning Buzz. I'm like, what's that about? So I tuned into it. I think it was on the second day, and you were talking about the show. You were just getting it going and everything. And you said that if anybody has any contribution or wants to be a part of the show,
Mhm.
and so I wrote down your number. And I think after the show, I either called you or texted you and said, "Hey," I said, "This is me. This is what I do. Come if you want." And so here we are 9 weeks later.
Yeah, exactly. No, I love it. And just so if you do want to be a part of the show, if you have any information that you want to contribute to the show, feel free to email me at morningbuzzaroundtown@gmail.com, or you can send me a DM as well. So my camera's a little jacked up. I'm trying to maneuver myself to be able to see the screen, but also look at the camera kind of at the same time. And so bear with me as we kind of navigate new worlds. Okay, my phone is at 13% now. Let's see if we can fire up the camera again, and switch back to the old way of doing business. All right. So I have a list of things that I wanted to talk about this morning. I did talk with a little bit about the Heritage Foundation meeting last night. We are in the midst of putting together a virtual auction for the Heritage Foundation. And just so you know, on any given year, the Heritage Foundation raises, I feel like I should know this at the top of my head, it's somewhere around $700,000 for the fair on an annual basis in revenues that's generated through the Heritage Foundation. And that money goes back to help the operations of the fair. It goes to build new buildings. It goes to do the upkeep, and it also goes back into the agricultural endeavors of the fair, supporting the FFA and the 4-H and all of those programs. And so naturally, last year we had a fair that did not happen, and so we in a sense created a deficit, right? We didn't have the opportunity to make that $700,000 in revenue. And so this year, with the future of the fair, at the time of starting the planning for the virtual auction, the future of the fair was just kind of in limbo. We weren't sure if we were going to have a fair, what it was going to look like. We decided to be proactive as a board, and Patricia Lawrence, who's one of my fellow board members, she's on the fair or the Heritage Foundation board. She brought the idea to the table that the Heritage Foundation should create and hold a virtual auction in an effort to kind of make up some of the shortfall of revenues. And so kudos, hats off to Patricia Lawrence. She is an amazing woman who had this brilliant idea. And so now, June 14th through the 18th, we are going to hold this virtual auction. And there's going to be about 75 items up for auction. Anything from like restaurants to wine tasting experience to vacation getaways, barbecues. I mean, you name it, just all kinds of things to bid on, bottles of whiskey and all kinds of good stuff like that. And it's open to the public to bid on these items. There's going to be more information coming out. We've gotten some sponsorships. So this is going to go live. The auction will happen between the 14th and 18th of June. We're in the midst of planning it right now. I'll actually be down there at the fairgrounds on Monday. We're going to start cataloging all of the items that we're going to be auctioning off, and we're going to start to promote and kind of publicize all of the things going on. So more of that information coming out as we push and move forward towards that more and more. In the meantime, in addition to planning this auction that we were going to have to supplement the income that we needed on an annual basis, the county, the state, the fair, everybody met Colleen and I think David Baldwin and John Pashong. Or John was in the meeting with the county as a representative of the county, but he's also on the Heritage Board. So everybody met, and Colleen did a presentation and explained why we should have this fair and what's going on. And so she basically appealed to the county, the state, and everybody signed off on it and said, yes, let's have the fair this year. So the fair is actually going to happen this year, which we are super excited about. For me, as a kid who got here when I was 3 years old, and my dad and my mom both basically working at the fair every day, all day during the fair through my childhood, I this is like something that's super near and dear to my heart, and I'm excited that it's actually happening this year. And so the fair is going back to its roots, so to speak. It's not going to be this ultra glamorous commercial, show that we've come to know in the last 10, 15 years. This is going back to its roots. It's going to be a little modified. It's going to be a little smaller in terms of number of people that are allowed in every day. The hours are going to be a little different. So there's minor tweaks and changes, but there's still going to be live entertainment. There's still going to be a carnival. There's still going to be food. There's still going to be shopping. There's still going to be exhibits. There's still going to be animals. There's still going to be livestock, all kinds of things happening that makes it the Paso Robles, or as we call it now, the California Mid-State Fair. And so Colleen did a great job last night of kind of summarizing what is happening for the most part. And she's going to be giving more and more information as it becomes available. But I reached out to her kind of separately to see if we can get her on the show here in the next week or so to talk more about it. And so she's probably going to be able to come on and talk through what that looks like with us. So super excited that the fair will go as planned. And there's nothing like walking around the fair with a beer, and it's 105 degrees out, and kids are running around with cotton candy and corn dogs and bride bracelets, and the smells and the sounds and just all of it. It's just there's something super special about it for this North County kid. I love it, so I'm excited to have it back. There's probably not going to be like the dances going on at Jimmy's at night, basically, or large concerts happening. Any kind of opportunity for groups to gather in tight spaces is probably not going to happen. Just from a standpoint of keeping, doing all the measures to keep people as safe as possible. And so, but that being said, it is happening. So super excited about that. More on that. Do you have what's your favorite ride at the fair, Anthony? Well, you probably don't even go on rides because you're 6'9" or 6'6".
Yeah, I haven't been on a ride probably since 2015, 2016.
Okay, so you were probably like 6'2" back then?
Something like that. Yeah. And about lighter. So
yeah.
Yeah, I like to walk around.
Oh, I lost you there. I don't know if it's me or you. I lost your volume. Let's see here. Let me check my live feed. Yeah, feed. I don't know what happened there. I got no volume for you. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so it looks like Anthony's volume's out. My volume's in. I just monitored it and checked it. So, Anthony, refresh. Come back to me, and we'll keep going. All right. So email me morningbuzzaroundtown@gmail.com if you've got anything that you want me to cover here on the Morning Buzz. This show airs live Monday through Friday on Facebook and YouTube. And I do everything I can to kind of spread news, information, positivity, and community. That's the goal of the show. All right. I know that you guys have all been hanging on to the edge of your seats, waiting for me to give you my health update, my 75 hard challenge update, and so now I will do that. I did something yesterday that I've never done before, which was interesting. I did a 24-hour water fast, and I didn't really do it on purpose. I just, there's a guy online that I follow pretty closely. He is a health guru. He's a nut. He's been doing this thing where he's doing a 24-hour fast every Monday, and he doesn't change his workouts. He doesn't change anything except for his eating, and he's been doing this every Monday, a 24-hour fast. And it's actually a water only fast. So he consumes water, but that's it. Yesterday was Wednesday. So Tuesday, I went out to dinner with my parents. They were in town. Can you hear me? Are you speaking? I got no speaker for you. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear you. Figure it out. Anthony's got some technical difficulties going on. So actually, let me leave his screen up and then see if we can get some volume on his speaking at any point. But so my parents and I went out to dinner on Tuesday night. We went to Jack's, which, by the way, Jack's does a great job for Templeton, and I feel like Jack's is like the kind of everyday, hey, I'll meet you at Jack's for a drink kind of place. They do a good job, good menu, and great people working there. But so we went to Jack's. My parents shared a bottle of wine and some dinner. I had club soda with lime, which is kind of my go-to when I'm not consuming alcohol. And what did I have to eat? What did I eat there? I know. I got the tri-tip salad, but I substituted the tri-tip for chicken. That's what I did. So anyways, fasting. I finished dinner there and came home. I was still a little hungry because I worked out hard that day. I had like a half of a steak, like this big of a size steak, and then which is probably the size of my fist. And then I had a little chicken breast. So I got a lot of protein in on Tuesday night. Finished up eating around 8:30, 8 o'clock. Let's call it 8 o'clock. And then I went all day yesterday from 8 o'clock on Tuesday night up until 8:30 last night. I had zero consumption of any food. And but I still worked out twice. I still did my everyday routine. I still drank my water. What I found was I wasn't starving, and I didn't notice any kind of like lack of energy or anything. I felt like at 8:30 last night, I felt like eating just because it had been 24 hours and I should eat. Like that's kind of what I was thinking. All right, we got sound for you now.
Are we good?
We're good. So I was just talking about the fact that I went 24 hours and basically did this 24-hour food fast, which was weird. See, now your thing's making a weird clicky noise on my end.
That's really weird.
Yeah, I gotta shut it down for a minute. Rejoin there. All right, so and then last night I ate a salad. I ate a salad from Rustic Fire. It was the Italian salad, no cheese, and it was all the good stuff that I like. Ate that, felt great. I needed to get some greens in me. I did that, and so this morning I'm feeling refreshed. I got a great 8-hour sleep last night. Wait, did I get 8 hours? 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30. Yeah, I got about 8 hours sleep, 7.5 hours. So that was great. I feel super refreshed this morning. I got some planning done, which is always nice. And I kind of updated my calendar with some shows that I have. And so super productive morning. I'm feeling good. That 24-hour fast, I don't know if it'll be a thing for me, but it was kind of fun to do and track and try, I guess, if you want to call it that. And I think I got my other camera working. I'm super excited about this because I don't really like using my my webcam on my audio FaceTime. I don't like using my webcam. Does this work? Yeah, there we go. Because the webcam is like it's on my computer, and I use the computer to do my a lot of my stuff. And so are we good? Are we good there? I think we're good. See, and it's much better resolution, I feel like, on that one. Gosh, this show is like probably the worst produced show ever that we've had. I apologize. I'm work with me, people. All right. So woke up this morning feeling refreshed. I had a great morning, made some coffee, got the dogs fed. And just kind of, and I started a new book yesterday. For those of you who were on the show yesterday watching, you'll notice, you saw that I finished my book for the 75 hard challenge, right? Part of the challenge is you have to read 10 pages a day of a book. And so the book that I finished was called Unfuck Yourself. Basically, it's a book, F-U asterisk C-K, right? Or K. It's a book about how to change your mindset to one of those self-development books, right? But part of the 75 hard challenge is that you have to devote time every single day to reading 10 pages of a self-development book. And so I finished my second book yesterday, or day before yesterday, and then pulled out 5 or 6 books for Mr. Mack and Amanda Moore to help me choose the next book to read. And so what I did was they chose number 1, and because I had them all listed 1, 2, 3, and I didn't tell them which was which, but they chose number 1, and this is number 1: How to Win Friends and Influence People. This book was originally printed and written in 1936. And so to put that in perspective, I believe The Wizard of Oz came out in 1939, if I'm not mistaken. Anthony, are you back?
Are we good?
Yeah, man, we are golden now.
Cool. Awesome. I don't know what happened there. It was weird.
I don't know. It's strange. So we're talking about this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So this book was written in 1936. Well, it was first published in 1936, and so it's interesting that it's kind of age-old wisdom, and the stories that are in this book, obviously, the book's almost 100 years old, right? But it so pertains to everything in life for the most part. I was going to share a story with you out of the book this morning that I came across, which I thought was pretty cool. And maybe, maybe I'll share. Maybe I'll save it for tomorrow because it's already 8:45. And yeah, I don't know. Do I want to? Do I want to go down that road right now? No, let's not go down the road right now. Well, I'll save it for tomorrow. It's a good story, though. It's a very heartfelt story that I'll save because I want to spend some time on it, and I don't think we have enough time. What I do want to talk about, too, that I didn't get to yet today is not now. Hold on. Let me quit this. Where's my pictures? Screenshots. Is it this picture? Yeah, this is the picture. All right. Anthony, can you see my screen yet?
Not yet.
Dude, what about this?
I can. Yeah.
What do you know about this roundabout here on 46 West?
I know it's going in and it's in construction. That's about all I know.
What's hilarious is so this hold on, let me see if I can zoom. Um, the comments on this post on Facebook are hilarious. They've put this big mound in the middle of this roundabout, and my friend Julie commented like, "Oh, cool! They're building a ramp so somebody can just barrel right through the middle of it and launch right off of it like Starsky and Hutch."
Unfortunately, Mike, that's what does happen.
Well, I've got to think that this is like going to be some kind of like wall built around it and a landscaped area and maybe some trees and some lighting. I've got to think that they're going to make this into a thing, right? They're not just going to leave a big dirt circle. I mean, they can't. That's
No, I'm sure.
This is wine country. It's wine country.
I'm sure they have different architects and different people that that construct these things that'll make it look all dolled up and nice.
Yeah, they should put like a big statue in the middle of it, like lighting and a big statue. What would the statue be of this in wine country? Would it be like you're breaking up. You're breaking up. I think you said a big T.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. So you remember in the late 80s out in Shandon? Well, you don't remember the late 80s because you weren't even born, but the late 80s out in Shandon, you had on 46 East this big fountain that was constructed. And the fountain, I believe, is still there. And it's like these big wine grapes and a cup. Like, I don't even know. And I always thought that was kind of cool. That they had that, but it just never worked accurately. Shandon, let me see. Shandon CA wine statue. Wine grape sculpture. I think that's yeah. Okay. So it never actually kind of like roadside America. Okay, here we go. I don't think it ever kind of lived up to what it was supposed to be. You remember in Shandon? So you guys have seen this before. It's like this big wine grape deal, right?
I remember that a few years ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had at one point this red wine looking water stuff splashing out of it. I think they did that for about 3 seconds until like 3 birds died or something, and they shut it down. But this, like in theory, this was brilliant, right? It just never kind of worked out the way I think they envisioned it. And so now going back to this guy, right? Like something like that would be pretty cool in that little center area. I think, but I don't know. I'd be curious to see what they put there. What about a big statue of and then you've got like on the 101 going up into Salinas, right? Between King City and Salinas, you've got all these big they almost look like cardboard cutout billboards of like people like picking lettuce or like farmers, and they're like 30 feet tall, 20 feet tall. What if there was just like a big 30 or 40 foot tall, like wine guy or girl, right? Like
I'm sure that would be distracting.
Carrying grapes or something. I don't know. What are some ideas that we can suggest? They probably already have something picked out, but I can imagine, right? How about a big eagle?
Yeah.
Just like a big eagle with a bear cat in its mouth.
Hey, you
Like
watch that about the bear?
right? No, I think this is a great location though for some kind of sculpture right there, which
Yeah,
would
and
be really.
also I heard rumblings about they're going to make another roundabout at the intersection of 46 East and Golden Hill.
I heard that as well.
Yeah.
No, 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 not 46 East and Golden Hill. It's going to be Union
I
and
mean,
Golden Hill.
sorry, Union and Golden Hill. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Union. Oh, let's see, Paso. Um, yeah, Union and Golden Hill is a disaster of a stop line, right?
It's in the 2900 block of Union. That's where it is.
I mean, it's like this isn't even real time, and you can look at it and go, "Oh, what a disaster!" Here it is, right here.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, what's funny about this intersection is if you're in this left-hand turn lane, which I'm in this left-hand turn lane right here every day to go to the gym, it's like nobody understands whose turn it is ever. You would think like this guy and this guy would go at the same time. And then these guys would go at the same time. And then these guys would go at the same time. And these guys would go at the same time. But everybody's so hell bent on like, oh no, I regardless if this guy wants to go when this guy goes, if I was here first, I'm going to go first. It's like for some reason, everybody like all logic goes completely out the window when people are at a four-way stop like this. And this one is just particularly terrible.
Which in driving, it's the right of way, so it's everyone's turn that turns to, or that's to the right of somebody else that is supposed to go first in logic.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
so it's interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see, and also like going northbound on Golden Hill, like when you get to that intersection and you turn left, that's kind of a sketchy left turn there because it's not really safe. Number one, and number two.
So you're talking about going this way.
Yeah, going that way, and then
turning left right here.
left. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think that's very safe.
So at what point did they rule out just putting a stoplight here? I don't understand why there's never been a stoplight here.
I don't ever think that was in the that was in any talks with the city council.
I mean, I would think that this busy intersection is a prime candidate for a stoplight.
Oh, definitely, by far. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I know that whenever I've driven through there, I've definitely watched the people to my left just to make sure, because I used to live down Union and then go back up Union.
Yeah.
Make that left turn quite often. And I gotta say, the people that were kind of parked off to the side of Union, like as you made that left turn, like I think that there was a nursery there at one point, like for and I think now it's turned into the Enterprise Rent-A-Car.
Yep.
It's they definitely improved that business area, but not for, I guess, the traffic, I guess. So
in case you're wondering where I'm driving right now, I'm driving to my gym. I'm showing you guys where my gym is. Okay. So you come to this intersection here, and the gym is right back here in this corner, right back there. That's Bradford's gym. Anthony, I've got a free training session with your name on it when you are ready to train with the big boys. I will bring you alongside me. I'll show you the ropes. I know what you're thinking, Mike. How could I possibly ever get as buff as you? But there is a way I can get you there. You just got to trust the system.
Challenge accepted.
All right. I will. I'll sign you up. Yeah. So that's the lab. It's a great place to for anybody of any skill level. There it is, way back there in that corner. Any skill level to go and meet your fitness dreams. So the lab, Paso Robles, Bradford Young, which, by the way, I got to get Bradford on the show. Bradford and Derek Jasper, maybe both of them could come on the show to talk Bearcat basketball. I'm a longtime Bearcat basketball fan. In fact, I remember sitting in the stands in the 80s as a little kid watching our Bearcats take on Morningside High School out of Compton. And boy, I'll never forget when Morningside came to Paso to play us. I don't know how or why we even set up that game, but I think Byron Scott from the Lakers, I think his son or his cousin or somebody was on the team, and everyone was like, dude, Byron Scott's cousin's coming to Paso. And the guy was like, I don't know, 6'7", and we might have had a 7-footer actually. Now I think about it, we did have a 7-footer back then. I don't remember who it was. Sam Genzone, if you're watching, I know that you watch the show from time to time. Maybe you can remember, or anybody else that's Paso late 80s, early 90s. There was a 7-footer on Paso. What was his name? And it wasn't Lowen. Lowen was in the early 90s, but there was another 7-footer. Long story short, or maybe the guy from Morningside was 7-footer. I don't know. My story, my head's getting.
Just a thing about Derek Jasper and that team in the early 2000s. I remember going to him or the high school and watching Derek Jasper, and obviously he was the star at that time. And I remember watching the team, and they were a pretty good team. I remember. I think it was in the 2006 era, 2005, 2006, that they actually went like undefeated, like they won all their games. And then they went to, I believe it was Bellflower down in the Los Angeles area. And I remember it was a CIF playoff game. And we went on what's called a Rooter bus all the way down to Los Angeles. Yeah. And Mike, I remember it was so hot in that gym, like it was a hot box. And it was just, I mean, you talk about a sauna, like that was pretty close to it. And
all right.
I think they went on to lose the game, I think. And I remember at that time they played that particular team. I don't remember the high school, but they had a star player on their team too. It was he played for the Knicks recently. Tyson Chandler, that's what it is.
Okay.
They played against Tyson Chandler, and so they played them, and I think they ended up losing that game and everything. So yeah, Derek, he pretty much led the early 2000s in Bearcat basketball, and so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and Derek went on to play at
UNLV at Kentucky.
No, before that he was at Kentucky, and then he ended up at UNLV. That's right. And now he's back. He's been back with the Bearcats as the head basketball coach for a while now, and so him and Bradford, best friends, and they have coached that varsity team together for a few years. And let's get them on the show. Bradford, he's got classes every day that he trains in the morning, but I'll get him back on the show. All right, it's 9:00. We did it. We made live stream history today. We had some technical issues, but we battled through it. And
Yep.
so that being said, let's go ahead and call the show. It's Thursday, May 13th. I'll see you guys tonight over at the Backyard the Backyard Beer Garden. It's actually called the Backyard on 13th. It's a beer and wine garden and other libations. Come on out, enjoy music. I'll play any song you want me to play. Just you tell me what it is, I'll learn it and I'll play it. And it might be good, it might not be, but I'll play it anyway. So we'll see you tonight at the Backyard. Tomorrow is Friday. Be ready. The Morning Buzz will be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. If you have any stories, news that you want me to get out there to the public, you can go ahead and email me at morningbuzzaroundtown@gmail.com. Special thanks, as always, to my man, Mr. Anthony Reed. If you've got any incidents that you want to report, all you have to do is text Anthony 423-1541, and he will make sure that he gets it up on his website to all of the 6,000 plus people that follow that incidents and actions site. That's it. It's the Morning Buzz. Today, the fog has burned off. Let the internal fog of your life burn off and enjoy some sunshine today. We will see you guys tomorrow.